Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHUTV. My name is John, your host as always. I hope you're all doing well. This video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase retro kits from the 60s all the way through to the early 2000s, including the 1976 home shirt that inspired this season's home kit, and also the 1980 FA Cup final shirt that inspired this season's away kit. There's also Admiral and Umbro West Ham colour inspired track jackets, polo shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below for the next 16 purchases will go directly to Isla's fight. So thank you very much for any purchases that you may be making. So as you've just seen from the intro video just now, this is my live reaction to West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 2. Not exactly happy to say the least, but let's first and foremost, let's go through the team sheet, shall we? In goal is basically the team sheet's exactly the same as I predicted it was going to be. Roberto in goal, with Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna and Creswell making up the back four, with Rice and Noble holding midfielders, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Anderson and Allaire as the attacking options, with on the bench was Martin, Balbuena, Zabaleta, Snodgrass, Wilshere, Fornals, and a Yeti. So, guys, as I say, I am absolutely fuming about this, to be honest with you. I can't mention more than one or two players out there for the whole 90 minutes that looked like they played like they actually gave a shit. I was wrong about this jumper that says Hammers do it under the lights. We didn't do it under the lights. Just before I go into any more detail, I'm just going to go quick shout out to everybody that's in the live chat. MTB UK, hello mate, good to see you. Super Saiyan, Fat Boy, we tied our out best. I think it means we tried our best. Disagree, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Ryan Day, unlucky today. You lot, both teams played well. Hopefully you can pick up. Ryan, thank you, but again, I disagree. Reason being is because there was nothing in it in the first half. Anderson had a couple of good chances. Allaire had a couple of good chances. But no, you know, we didn't play to our strengths. We did not play to our strengths in any shape or form. I can't say either team played at their best. I really can't. It's just the way football happens, unfortunately. I said to Nikki on West Ham Fan TV, this is not good enough. And I tried, as you guys know, I always try and see the absolute positives in this game, but not good enough. Just not good enough at all. I mean, Roberto didn't have much to do. Neither goalkeeper had much to do. Their goalkeeper kept him in it, to be 100% honest with you. He pulled off some cracking saves. As I say, you know, Anderson had a low header that he died. Anderson could have actually scored, but he tried to lay it off to Lanzini, but it went far over the post. It's just, guys, it just staggers me. It just absolutely staggers me the way that things are going at the moment. I mean, it's just, yes, okay, we've got the international break coming up this time next week, which is fine. Or on Friday is the first England game, but you know, it's the international break for Monday. I want to see the positives in it. All right, so Creswell had a good game overall. It wasn't the best of performances from him. Diop and Ogbonna played as best as they could. I can't really say too much about the back four. Fredericks did some fantastic runs, but it wasn't just some of it was just out of, I don't know. It's really tricky to put all my emotions in the check here, guys, because I'm gonna say Noble and Rice. I mean, Noble played well, but Rice played well. Okay, so yes, there was more than two players. All right. Really didn't mean it. Really didn't mean enough in the first half. Neither team were good enough. Too much jogging about all over the place. Way too much jogging about. You know, who else? Right, let's have a look to talk. Who else is talking? Evening JP. Anderson goes missing in action again. Contact like yes and no. Yeah, as I said, he could have had a couple of goals at the start of this in the first half, but just didn't choose to do it. Super fan, but yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, agreed, mate. No, yeah, we didn't try our best there. What I meant was your goal was quality. Yes, Ryan, you agree? I agree. Allaire's goal was fantastic. Brilliant counter attack. Excellent vision from Noble that really, which was the second pass straight into Anderson, and then it just really came on well. I'm very, very happy with how that set up. But that was it. That was it. I said to Paul, who's next to me, right? I said to him, it's going to take 50 odd seconds of brilliance to get a goal in this game, and that's exactly what happened. The problem is, as I say, for the first half, you can't. There's nothing really much to talk about. Yes, Michael Oliver. I'm not going to talk about him because my blood is boiling at the best of points. It's getting more and more like Mike Dean. Every single season is getting more and more like Mike Dean. But guys, as I say, it pains me to say it. But we just weren't good enough. We really weren't good enough. These are the sort of teams we should be beating. I said 2-1. Me and Ryan said 2-1. A lot of people have been saying 2-1, 3-1 because the momentum was there. Everyone was really, really positive. And as a result of it, because we were really positive, it had the complete counter-attack in itself, really. Counterbalance, whatever way you want to fucking look at it. It was just poor. It was awful. It was so painful to watch. I don't even know where to start with it. I really, really don't. It's just there wasn't enough attacking threat. There wasn't enough movement. Nobody was really talking to each other. It felt like the last game of the season where nobody really cared on both sides. It came, and then the second half comes in. So we're 0-0 at half time. And it's like, yeah, okay, all right. It's 0-0 at half time is justified, really, really justified. And then all of a sudden, and then we came out of the break. We came out of the traps on the first start and start the second half. Absolutely brilliant. It's just, and as Ryan hitting that, we scored a very, very well worked goal, very, very well worked goal, and what a finish by Allaire. Fantastic. Beautiful goal from him. And he's in my fantasy league as well, so I'm very, very happy about that. Happy to get some points out of him in relation to that. In second half, yes, contact. Yes, you're right. Yeah, but it was in both halves. To be honest with you, really, really went. As I say, he built. Sorry, trying to get my words into check here. This is how angry I am. He put a very, very good movement to set up Allaire's goal. Very, very good. Very happy with that. But yes, overall it was. And then Declan Rice had a very, very good game. I would love to see to hear what he said at Jordan Ayew on the 70th minute when he went down like a kipper, and he just went, all he saw was and go like that. He said something. He must have said, I can't repeat what I think he must have said. But it's just really infuriating. Really infuriating. Very, very hard done by for that handball, to be honest with you. It was so quick I couldn't tell. Where was VAR to check that was a handball? Where was VAR for that? Right? I said at the start of the season on West Ham Fan TV with the Man City game, I said VAR has to be consistent, and I stand by that. I'm a big advocate of VAR, but you've got to use it for everything because it's meant to make sure that decisions are being made correctly that leads up to a goal. Simple. That's exactly what happened on the 88th minute with the 2 minutes about seeing if Ayew was offside. Yes, he was offside, smidgen of his knee, but if was it Sterling in the Man City game? If his shoulder can be ruled out for handball with exactly the same margin, then Ayew's knee was offside, and therefore he's offside because it is. And I quote from the law about offside: it's your body, the body part, any part of your body that you can score with. You can score with your knee. He's offside. He's offside. It should have been a point, but it wasn't. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. 2 minutes to decide it. And what happens when we see the screen up? It's tiny little pictures, little square pictures. So what on earth were they reviewing? What on earth were they reviewing? What happened with Creswell? He blew my mind on his last few games. Yeah, he played well today, Ryan. He played well. I'm not going to lie. He played well. Noble shouldn't be up with Lanzini. Agreed that Charlie. He's a defensive midfielder. And Noble has been a good servant to the club, Charlie, and he saved his West Ham on multiple occasions. Yes, Ryan, agreed. But as I say, he's a defensive midfielder. And I'm just saying he should be back at the back with Declan rather than Lanzini. He creates game. He creates goals, Charlie. Yep, 100%. He creates them, but There are moments where he should be at the back. I agree, 100%. That was a Stonewall penalty. Shut up. No, it wasn't the Stonewall penalty. I because it happened so quickly, I couldn't see it. But I'm not saying it wasn't. Okay, I can't say it's Stonewall because it happened too quick. I thought it was Rice, but VAR is there. VAR has to be used under all rules. All rules have to be used. Simple as. It has to be there for every. It has to be used correctly, and the laws need to be stuck by at the same point. For example, when Allaire and whoever it was, the Crystal Palace player, right? When they were, the rules state that you go if you're going to walk off the pitch under any circumstances, you're a substitute or it's an injury, whatever, you have to leave by the shortest side of the pitch. Players aren't doing that. That's a rule. It's a rule that came in the season. So if all the officials are going to ignore the rules and only choose the ones that they want to abide by, what is the point? What is the point of having these officials in the Premier League or any league for that matter? What is the point? There was a chance and position in the second half with anyway, the official down the left hand side, as you're looking from my point of view from the Bobby Moore lower onwards. What? That official was useless. Both officials were useless for the majority of the game, making decisions way too late. And one of the things was, I think it might have been in the first half when, just towards the end of the first half, where Palace were on the attack, very, 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 very good build up, but it was offside. I'm not joking, right? At least a fifth of the Bobby Moore lower and a fifth of the Billy Bond stand screamed at and I'm not joking, I was one of them, shouting at the linesman, offside. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, he's offside. How is that officiating properly? It just does made it. I'm not saying the officials are at fault for the game for us losing the game in any shape or form. No, it's not. I'm not saying that in any shape or form. What I am saying is the fact that we weren't good enough. Palace weren't good enough, but you got lucky. You got lucky. It was an offside, and it should have been a draw. It should have been a draw, but that's the way football goes. It's the way football goes. I'm on my back. Hello, Alfie. Nice to see you, mate. How can VAR overrule Alsman? How do you know the players didn't stop when the linesman flag went up? That's the whole point of that's the whole point of the technology, is to make sure the decisions have been made correctly. That's the whole point. I'm saying, Supreme's at it again. He was onside that one. What was VAR? It was checked. He was on. Deal with it. Look at the image. His knee is offside. His knee, the first part of his knee was offside. Look at the image. Yeah, as I say, if Man City get a goal ruled out because a part of his arm is classed as offside, exactly the same margins. That's what I'm saying. It's you can't ignore one rule and then enforce another under the same circumstance. It's just not what it is. I'm not bitter in any shape or form, because if you were paying attention to what I've said these are what happens by the rules, but these are ignored. So it's not bitterness, because you weren't the better team in any shape or form. People think they are, but in my personal opinion, Palace weren't the better team. A draw should have been correct, but it wasn't, and I'm not bothered. Right, we've got 30. You've got 30 more games to go. Right, but the same point is the decisions aren't correct. Hello, Kev. Nice to see you, mate. A penalty is a penalty, or not a penalty. Could go either way, and that wasn't a penalty. So as I say, as I said, that's what I'm saying. The whole point of video action replay or video assistant referee, whichever way you want to look at it, is there has to be used correctly. They have to be making decisions. They have to use it right. That's all I'm saying. It has to be used right. Are the linesmen being lazy and waiting for VAR to make the call? We had a bit of that when VAR was introduced here in the States in the MLS. Yes, Kev, more than possibly. This is the point. This is the point. I'm not saying it's just about West Ham. It's in general. It's all over the place. The rule that they came out saying they haven't been making the right decisions. That was after 3 games. 3 games into the season, they said they haven't been making the right decisions. Yet it's business as usual. It's business as usual. Anyway, as I say, there wasn't really much to talk about because there's not much to talk about in terms because it was after with the exception of about 10 minutes of football from either side. There's not much to talk about. There really is much to talk about. Palace, we've got exactly the same goal difference with us, and you're in a high position. Fair play, your son, but things balance out at the end of the day. We've if we're ever still having this towards the end of the season, then this is a bit more. This is a bit more than is required. At the end of the day, Wilfried Zaha was complaining every left, right, and centre. He was complaining at the officials and flopping about on the floor, as was IU, more than they were actually on the ball. So but that's football. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. If you're new around here and you like what I'm doing, then by all means, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bells to get first dibs on all the when the new notifications and live streams go up. If you put your comments in the comment section below, thank you to everybody that's in the chat. There's been making some great comments in there. But I am on a clock at the moment. It's one of the things that I hate about late evening kickoffs. It's very, very difficult to put things together properly. As I said, I was on West Ham Fan TV, so go check out those guys as well, which I'm sure you probably all will be doing anyway. But for everybody that's watching the replay, put your comments down in the comment section below. Man of the match doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. There's not one player that I thought was outstanding over the Rice played well. Noble played okay. Zabalek, when he came on for Creswell, played very well, but there's nobody that stands out for me. And if you like the video and you feel I deserve it, then by all means, please click the like button down here somewhere. And also, if you dislike it, then click the dislike button as well and tell me why you dislike it at the same time as well. So, guys, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on Wednesday night for the England game preview that's coming up. And also, great news. Got some great news if you follow the Twitter account over the last couple of days, you would have seen that all watch with the exception of the England games, all watch with. Well, no, actually, bugger it. For all watch along with that I'll be doing, all the live streams are now being sponsored by the VPN company CyberGhost VPN. So there will be an affiliate link down in the bottom for you guys to, because I personally use it. It's on my PC. I use it for when I'm streaming the games for the Premier League, and I don't think I can use it for doing the England games because it's you need to be registered properly in the UK in order to use their service. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you Wednesday night for the England preview. So keep an eye out for that. Should be an entertaining conversation. All the best now. Take care. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.